Hey, this is Pete. Thanks for checking out my channel and this week's blues guitar tutorial. So this time around I'm talking about a jump blues, an example in the key of G major, and it's an improvisation. I'm trying to play closely around the chord changes, and I'm definitely using a swing feel on this one. So we'll get started with the example, and then I'm going to follow it up with a tutorial. Remember that you can subscribe to the channel for weekly blues guitar lessons. Alright, I'm going to be explaining this section by section. I'll slow things down quite a bit, and I'll do my best to explain what I was thinking at the moment of improvisation. So I'm starting things off with a little bit of a horn line type figure right here. Winding back at my root right there, which is a G, and I'm sliding into this 5 note, or what's a D note, right? And what I'm thinking about there is this great little pattern that I like to use a lot. Okay, so it's right in the, here's my first home box position of G, and I move things up. So I'm getting a real major sound, really playing off the major pentatonic scale right there. And I'm putting in a bit of a swing feel there. Still playing off the G, or the 1 chord, I got some double stops coming up like so. Okay, so those double stops are off the D and the G string. Alright, and then into my 4 chord, I'm maintaining the swing feel, and I'm doing another horn type line. Winding back at that root note of the G there. Alright, so I'm using slides and pull-offs. And I got this connector. So that takes me from that position into the other one. And it's a horn type phrasing, so you can really experiment with that. And alright, so it's a great way of connecting things with this horn type swing phrasing. Alright, and that's my turnaround. Back to the 1. So I'm in this second position again. Alright, so it's like a 2-5 type turnaround. Back to the 1. And then for the second 12 bar section, I start things off in the home position of G, off of the A string, the low A string here, and I'm maintaining my swing feel. So it's largely major, but I'm hitting those blue notes. Bit of a minor third there. The flat 7 as well. Alright, so I'm trying to maintain that horn-like phrasing as well. Alright, so there's my 4 chord. here's a C9, and then so that's just hitting the root note. G, 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 G. Many ways you can experiment with that. Pretty interesting sound. Again, like a horn. All right, so that's the 4, back to the 1. And then the turnaround. All right, so that last bit's very TBoneWalker-like. So I'm just hammering on there. Here's my 4. And here's my wrap-up line. Very TBoneWalker-like. And then I'm doing my final 12-bar section. I'm doing a real swing and horn line on this one. All right. Okay, so that's off of the 1, landing back on that G. That's the move. So it's a pull off and hammer. And then for my 4 section, I'm using double stops off the B and the high E string. Another interesting thing to work on. Lots you can do there. And then there's my line back into the 1. Using a lot of chromatic notes there, and that sounds really quite jazzy. Okay, so just climbing up chromatically. Back to the root. All right, and then into my final turnaround, which is going to take me to the ending. So I'm sliding chords here. So I'm going up 1 full tone, going up to an E9, back down to the D9. Lots you can do with those sliding chords as well. And then I have a real big band horn type ending line. Okay, and I got that little slur. And that's hammer-ons and pull-offs. I hope you enjoyed this video. Got some ideas on this example jump blues in the key of G major. You can get a lot of ideas from listening to the big band era. Music from that period had a lot of melodic heads. Much of it was blues based. And there's some great horn line figures as well that you can pick up on. Then there's the great TBoneWalker and Tiny Grimes. There's also Charlie Christian and Lonnie Johnson. Some of the pioneers of blues guitar really had some great ideas. As well, for swing feel, you can listen to the early bebop jazz players. You get some great ideas from that as well. So once again, I encourage you to listen to that style of music. And my example was a combination of those elements, you could say. So thanks again for checking out the video, and remember that you can subscribe to the channel. Each week I post a new blues guitar tutorial, and we'll see you really soon again.